Hello, it is Sarah Waggle, astrologer and leadership coach here for this moon in Leo. This is January 25th through the 27th, and this is a hell of a lot of energy. This Leo moon, Leo is a fixed fire sign. It directly opposes Aquarius, which is where the sun is and where Pluto is. And so this is happening at 5 degrees of Leo. Of course, you can watch my sun and rising sign video to catch all of the juicy info. We also will have Mars conjunct or Mercury conjunct Mars in Capricorn. That's going to square Chiron. So a lot of wounds could come up, a lot of potential egocentric, egoic behavior. People could kind of get like self-righteous. People could get, very like mouthy with their words. And people could get stuck in their core wounds with Chiron involved. But we also have that sun in Aquarius. Of course, the sun in Aquarius is its detriment. It doesn't like it there. It's at its darkest there. And the moon is in the sun's home. So this is kind of the opposing energy that we're working with. And I think what's important here is to lead with your heart, be very heart-centered, be very much of a not, shining your light, but not to the point of dimming someone else's light. And so, we all get to succeed. That's the whole point of Aquarius, is that we all get to, there's enough room in the universe for all of us. There's enough room in the world for all of us to be who we are and have what we desire, and be heart-centered and all of that. There was something else I was going to say around this Leo moon. Maybe it's going to come to me. I don't know. I mean, I think particularly between now and April, I want to say, because April's when we have that big solar eclipse, April 8th, we have that big solar eclipse in Aries, and the Uranus-Jupiter conjunction, Saturn-Mars conjunction. I think things are going to just heat up, because I talked about with the moon in Cancer, we've got this like split in the collective of people who are ready to be heart-centered and move forward and do, practice doing the things that support the advancement of humanity. But I think at the same time, because we're going to have others who are still going to be in that old system structures sort of way of being, like they want them to go away. They want the systems and structures to go away, but they're going to fight instead of doing their own thing. And so I think this full moon is really about choosing your path, like choosing how you want it to go. Do you want to fight the old systems and structures, or do you want to actually like lead with your heart, your soul, do the things that light you up? And there's always going to be circumstances in the way of you going for what you want, right? There's always that expansion and constriction, but there's also like, bumps in the road and things like that. And in that respect, I wanted to speak into gratitude and, yeah, okay, we can have our grr moments, our complain moments and things like that, but we kind of have to get over it and get past it. And I'm just as guilty, by the way. This is definitely not speaking out of just me being like superior or anything, because I'm just as guilty. But there has to come a point when you have to choose, like, okay, I'm gonna have my moment, right? I still have my victim moments where I still, I'm still a victim, but I take ownership. Like I'll be like, oh yeah, I'm being a total victim right now. Give me 5 minutes and I'll be fine. I just gotta get like the victim shit out of my system, and then I will flip the story around or whatever. And I think the same holds true when we are, sort of in a negative space about something or a darker space about something. Is like, okay, I need this 5 minutes to bitch, complain, moan, fuck, this isn't working my way. But in a minute, I'm going to be fine and I'm going to work around it. I'm going to find a way around it. And then I'm going to be grateful that that thing happened or that thing exists, to teach me to, to teach me this lesson, to be grateful, to be in my heart space. So, I think with this moon in Leo, like, be your own unique self and do what you need to do to, find all of the higher frequency emotions that you can find, but also like acknowledging that we have to have low frequency emotions in order to experience the high frequency emotions, right? So, anywho, yeah, be aware of people's behavior, people that are going through, upheaval, breakups are about to be a really big thing, as if they haven't been already with the nodes in Aries, Libra. But yeah. Okay, let's see what's in the tarot for this full moon in Leo energy. And Uranus is about to go direct. And Uranus is Aquarius. So we about to crank up the aqua energy. So if you don't love Aquarius, I'm sorry, not sorry. We got, the Empress, Dr. Crusher, Beverly Crusher, the Empress. Yeah, being uh, like strong feminine energy, lioness type energy. I feel like this is the roar full moon. Like, this is all about hearing yourself roar, and not in a way of, but like protecting your energy, protecting yourself. Just because something's going on out there in the world doesn't mean you got to play any role or part of it, or you have to like give your energy to it or anything like that. Or just because somebody is spouting off at the mouth doesn't mean you got to give them any of your energy. Just let it roll off. Like, okay, they're going through their shit. I don't need to be a part of their shit. I'm going to move on with my stuff that I'm up to. Right. This happens to me all the time. I'm a blind single woman who travels. Don't think I don't run into people who are like weird or bitchy when I bump into them. It happens all the time. And I just have to like let them be in their space about it, right? Like, I have to let them be them there where they are with it, right? Like, maybe they're having a bad day. Maybe they spilled their coffee that morning, so now their whole day is wrecked. So therefore, when the blind lady bumps into them, they're like, that don't mean it's got to upset my energy, because I didn't spill my coffee. I had mine in a closed cup. Right? Like, I say that like silly and laughing, but it's true. Like, we don't know what other people are going through, why they're having a bitchy day, why they're having a bad day, but it doesn't mean it has to upset your whole day, your whole energy, your whole like cup of coffee or whatever, tea or hot cocoa or whatever you partake in. All right, this one's, let's see what oil we got for this full moon. Grounding, I would say grounding oils, grounding exercises. I would also say things that build your confidence, that make you feel good. Like, if you have a fragrance that you like, I happen to like cinnamony fragrances. Okay, thyme, as in thyme, Thyme. And this is promotes forgiveness and offers release. Okay, so I love this. This is promotes forgiveness and release. So I love this because, like, because we have the Mars Mercury square in Chiron, which is core wounds, right? There's shit you've done in your life that you're like, I'm not proud of it. I'm not proud of who I was then. Believe me, I have some dark shit that I am not proud of in this life, but I have had to go back and kind of forgive 20-year-old me who didn't know anything about anything. I've had to go back and forgive her because she didn't know, right? You have to go back and look at who you were. If you're in your 40s, 50s, 60s, even in your 30s, and you can go back and look at your teen years, your 20s, or whatever, go back and forgive yourself for maybe some of the bullshit you put yourself through. Or maybe this is forgiving your parents, forgiving whoever who, you know, your guardians, your whatever that raised you, forgiving and letting go and being like, okay, you know what, that was then, this is now. Now I'm in my 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, and I don't have to live with that weight on my shoulders anymore. And that's what this thyme oil is for, or thyme fragrance is for, right? You can eat fresh thyme in your food. You can, you know, use the oil in your food if you've got food quality oils, thyme, you know, however that shows up for you. But also just do exercises or practices in forgiveness, to write letters, or, you know, whether it's fuck you letters or I forgive you letters, or whatever, and then allow whatever processing of emotion, tears, anger, punching pillows, punching bags, please don't punch people, but all of these things to like let all this go, because you cannot move forward if you're holding on to past versions of yourself. Okay, so anywho, all right, that's what I got for this full moon in Leo, this moon in Leo. And then of course the links below to book with me, to listen to me on the Hearts Unleashed podcast, to join the Awakening Spirit Collective, all of these things. And I will say that the last monthly conversations for the Awakening Spirit Collective, it was kind of just me and the leader of the group. And we deep dived into Pluto and Aquarius and Saturn and Pisces, Neptune and Pisces, all of these things. And just kind of deep dived into like how that can affect all of us and what people may be experiencing as we move through all this energy. So kind of was well worth it. I actually really enjoyed it. Okay, so thanks for tuning in. I'll talk to you in the next one. Bye.